Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube page. So today I will be starting with a new lecture series on the subject named as Chemical Reaction Engineering. So in this lecture I will give you the introduction or rather motivation to this subject. Chemical reaction, I will say important points why this subject is important and what is the basically the meaning of this subject. So my dear friends, this subject chemical reaction engineering is the most important subject related to chemical engineering, because this is the only subject which only chemical engineers study, and this subjects rather distinguishes our chemical engineers from another branches of engineering, because another branches have some basic knowledge about fluid flow, about heat, about thermodynamics and other subjects, but this subject is the most important subjects in chemical engineering discipline. So basically this subject is divided into three words. The first word is chemical reaction and engineering. So this name will be divided into two forms. First is this chemical reaction. So friends, we already know what is the meaning of the term chemical reaction. Chemical reaction is nothing but a reaction taking place in which suppose there is a reaction A plus B gives C. So this can be called a chemical reaction. So here what happens, A and B reacts to form another constituent, rather product, to form C. So these two are reactants and this is product. So friends, since this is called chemical reaction, and but however in this subject, in this one more word is added which is called engineering. So basically here what we do, we study about chemical reaction in such a way so that which will be beneficial for human, or which will be beneficial for mankind, for better life, survival and these things. So that's why we add the meaning, the word engineering. Okay, so my dear friends, we all know in any typical chemical plant can be given by basically this flowchart. So first is our raw material, which goes into first a physical treatment step, and then it goes through a chemical treatment step, and then another it will go again to for finishing purposes, and then we get our required product. So first, this is our raw material. We feed our raw material, and this can be called as physical treatment, rather pre-treatment step, and this is our chemical step, and then again we do the post processing of our final product which we get from chemical, and then finally we get our desired products. So friends, so this is the basic flow chart of our chemical or any chemical plant. So when we feed raw material, it goes through a physical treatment, and then it goes through chemical treatment, and then what all the post processing happens, and then we get product. So by this flow chart, until now you might not be having a very good understanding about these terms. So I will be explaining to with our daily life example, which is like this flow chart can be learned easily. For example, we all know about this process, cooking. I will give you what happens in cooking. What happens? Suppose we want to cook rice and vegetables together. So what we do? First, we need to clean and cut and other things. So this can be called the pre-treatment step in cooking. So then what happens? We put it in a vessel. This vessel can be called like pressure cooker. And then finally, after certain amount of time, and we will also apply required temperature, pressure, condition, and we will apply certain time, and then we will get our final product. So friends, from this analogous step, you can easily understand it is this vessel is most important in our chemical reaction engineering subject, rather this step. So in this subject, chemical reaction engineering, we will be dealing with this step, chemical step. Rather, in our terms, we will call it as reactor. So, and in this example of cooking, you know that this is actually a reacting vessel, our pressure cooker. We cook our required rice and vegetables and other things for a particular amount of time, and we give it certain reaction conditions like temperature and pressure and particular time to get our desired product. So basically, what is this subject? We will be dealing with the reactor design in this subject. So this is the subject in which we will understand how to design a reactor. A reactor is nothing but a vessel. Even this pressure cooker can also be called a vessel. So this is basically only our reactor. So we will give our we will give it our required conditions, optimum things that are needed so that our reaction occurs. And now I am going to explain you about a typical example what happens in a chemical plant. So you can assume that our raw material is like our crude oil. So suppose our raw material is crude oil, then first what we need to do, we need to clean all kinds of waste things it is having, like normally it has lots of impurities. So first it needs to go through physical treatment. There are various physical treatment steps that needs to be done, like flashing and other things, and then it goes through our chemical step, and in crude oil typically goes through various chemical steps like distillation columns, and then other things like extraction, liquid extraction, and again these things. And then finally we need to maintain certain quality parameters so that our required conditions are met to get our final product. that is petrol slash diesel. So our chemical, so basically chemical reaction engineering uses knowledge of subjects like heat transfer, mass transfer, fluid flow, thermodynamics, and most importantly economics, because finally our main aim is to design a reactor such that minimum money is required. So this is all about from my side, the basic introduction, basic motivation, why you should study this important subject. If you like this video, please like it, share it, subscribe and comment on it if you have any doubt. Thank you.